All right. Well, thank you for everybody for tuning in and staying with us. Right now, we have a great interview that's coming up with my friend Kimberly Butler-Fitzgerald. She is the owner and stylist at Ladies and Gents Professional Hair Services here in the Kyle area. She's in Hayes County, and she has been giving me my signature red hair color for a number of years. She's the lady that I owe to all the compliments that I get when I go out in public and people see
Oh,
red hair color. Yes, yes, you.
that's sweet.
So
That's
people say, "Oh, do you do your hair color yourself?" And I say, "Oh, no, no, absolutely not. That's not something you play around with at home by yourself, and you can't get these kinds of results at home." So thank you, Kim. Thank you for
thank you
being
for
here with
having
us.
me. Thank you for
Yes.
having me. I am very honored to be on here tonight and today, or I'm not sure. I know we're Zoom recording, so I am honored. I am honored, and I jumped to. This is a great topic y'all are doing, and I'm looking forward to it. Being a
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to get you involved with this since we started doing this last year. Because every time
Yeah.
I go to the shop, I always get an education and I always learn something either about hair or I learn about the industry or both.
Right.
And you are just
Right.
a wealth
Right.
of information. So I brought you in to be a part of this conversation because I just wanted to ask you a few things. And the first thing that I wanted to ask you was for you to just tell us a little bit about the variety of styles that you do for your Black clientele.
Okay. Um, First and foremost, my clientele is majority professional women. I have even some professional African American men, and I have a variety. But what I see most in the salon with my African American clientele is a lot of press and curl, a lot of protective styles, anywhere from two strand twists, box braids, crochets, silk wraps. But a lot of things are going in other forms and other directions here lately. I'm seeing relaxers come back a little bit with the cut and style,
Mm,
but it's balancing out, because I think it's just the age group and then the different time we're in. So, yeah, I'm seeing a variety of all,
okay,
a
all
lot
right.
of
So,
boldness.
okay, so you said something that I don't know if everybody understands. So, understanding that our audience is going to be multicultural, and even some of this language is new to even people within our own community, the Black community. Like you said, protective styles, and then you gave me a list. But what does that mean? Why the phrase protective style?
Because we in the African American culture here lately have been coming back to our natural roots,
Okay.
okay, and our
Hmm.
natural textures. So sometimes we're wanting to take the stress off of our own hair, and
Hmm.
we begin to put protective styles in there for growth, because if you don't know African American hair, it grows better sometimes when it is protected in protective style, so you don't put more heat and more damage into it. So that's why we call it a protective style, so it can
Hmm.
take care of the hair. Yes, you still maintain it while it's under this protective hair, because you have a lot of oils, you have a lot of steaming you can do, you have different things you can do to use to protect the style.
Hmm.
So they're just protecting their roots and taking less stress off of it. And just because we say it's not that you cover it up with a hair weave, it's not that you cover it up with braid. Sometimes you may want to do just a particular two-strand twist on your hair. That's considered a protective style where you don't have to do too much to it. And some
Okay.
people leave it, yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense because I've done that before. with my hair as well, just give it a rest and give it a break.
Mm-hmm,
Um, and
mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
that makes a lot of sense. So you kind of answered this question, but I'm going to ask it in a little bit more detail. So what are the more popular styles that you do or that people request, and has that changed over time?
Wow, good question. Good question. I definitely have seen a change after being in this industry for over 30 years. When I first started in this industry, it was more of the finger wave. It was
Oh, I remember
really
those. I remember those. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So it was a lot of finger waving, cold waving, perms. So it was a lot of that. And bringing us up to date where we are now, we have almost went back, way back, because I do get a lot of press and curl. I do get what they call a silk wrap, which is another form of pressing the hair and then wrapping it. And we have started to play with a lot of color, a lot of highlights, because
Mhm.
it's less damaging on our hair when you're
Right.
natural than you are with a relaxer.
Okay.
So I would say press and curl, braids, of course. We're dealing with a lot of hair braiding. So that is one of the most popular that I see on the regular.
Okay.
And all different types of braiding, from crochet to, the list goes on and on, you
Mhm.
know. And it's not just us, it's a beautiful, braiding speaks culture,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
power. And we
Mhm.
go through a lot now. When you're talking natural hair, you're talking about being happy from the hair that grows from your scalp. So,
Right.
it becomes strong, it becomes powerful, it becomes ethnic. It's me, and I'm not
Mhm.
going to change me.
Right.
So that's where we are today within this type of generation.
Okay.
Unlike the generation where we came up, it
Mhm.
was, oh, my hair has to be this way, it has to be
Mhm.
that way, because you were getting into corporate America.
Okay.
So most of the generation today is, you got to take me how I am because I love me. So yeah,
Okay.
so that's how it has changed over the years. And we just walk with a bolder hairstyle by staying more natural with the afro. Some just like it trimmed,
Mhm.
wash, trimmed, and go. And they're
Right.
doing their thing. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
Okay. Cool. All right. So because you do a variety of styles, um, we know that this topic about celebrating our heritage tends to be a conversation that gravitates more towards natural hair. But with the natural hair movement and more women opting to wear their hair natural, do you see relaxers and straight styles, weaves, etc., as an indicator of identity or self-love issues? Because now that people are saying, hey, take me as I am, there's a dichotomy now between the natural hair movement and people who still wear straight styles, that if you wear your hair straight, then somehow it's a self-love issue. Do you see that in your clients? Or do you see that as a hairstylist, as a hair professional? What do you think?
I must honestly say, when I saw that question, I thought to myself, wow. um, I must honestly say that I do not believe it's an identity crisis.
Okay.
I think women today are more stronger of who they are.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And um, I believe that it becomes it becomes an issue more so with my job than it does with my identity of who I am.
Oh,
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because some of us can be okay with, I'm going to rock my fro to work. But for some, it's like, oh my God, your hair. I'm sure you get that all the time. Your
Hmm.
curls are so cute, you know?
Let me stop
So,
making faces. I'm on camera.
right. So it depends on how you can handle that. And then you find a lot of women who, I'm gonna put a wig on today because I want to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just comes a matter of we have so many choices.
Yes.
Our hair can go all over the place. And I
Mm-hmm.
think women are more experiencing what I can do to the hair I love than I don't like my hair.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I think it's about personal choice and versatility because I don't think people really understand just how versatile black hair is, and not just versatile in terms of what you can do to it and how you style it, but that black hair comes in a range of textures, length,
Wow. Yes.
densities, colors. I mean, it is versatile. There is no one black hair. It's versatile in what we can do
Right.
with it and how it grows out of our heads. But I will ask you this because you were alluding to this just a little while ago. But do women or the women that are coming to you, your clientele, especially your professional clients, are they wearing their hair straight by choice?
In some cases, I would say no,
Hmm.
because some of them have been told we need to do something with the hair. And back in 2018, I was reading an article that was put out by the Harvard Business where it talked about three Black CEOs are in the Fortune 500 companies, but none of them are women, right?
Hmm.
There again, this is not even just about women, it's about the men too.
Right.
And it's the dreadlocks, it's the two-strand twist some of our African American men wear. Um, and our young adults see it as popularity because of the videos and the football players and everything that is put on the internet,
Yeah.
So where you're not seeing the Fortune 500 CEOs in
Right.
that, okay?
Okay.
Now, would it be that they look like this with the locks and this and that, then it's okay. But we as a parent have to tell our kids to love themselves the way they are.
Hmm.
And we have to remember when we're in the workplace as well, carry yourself accordingly, you
Hmm.
know, and your hair shouldn't even make the difference. But I was reading in this article where it says that you can always pull it back and still be professional.
Hmm.
And women have a tendency not to have those type of jobs if their hair is like that. I'm finding that a lot of women work in media, marketing, advertisement, but one young lady was saying, my job is trendy, so I don't have to worry about it. And I was like,
Okay.
wow, okay,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
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 I
that's
do see where
mhm.
some women are like, no, I can't. I would love to go natural. I just can't because of the job I have. I mean, I have to have my hair straight every day. Where I say of an instance where a young lady said, my boss just looks at me crazy, or she said three things to me already today about my hair.
Wow.
Not that it's pretty, but you know, oh, your hair is different. Never a compliment, but when she wears it straight,
Mm,
I love your hair like that.
I see. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and then after a while, when your boss continues to do that to you, you know. So I do hear women say that sometimes, or I had to come back and change something because, my job just kind of mentioned something to me about it. I have heard that. So these are
Yeah.
women that, and you like, what? Are you serious? They had an issue with your two-strand braids, or yeah,
Yeah.
well, they just feel it's not, they don't want people to feel a certain way. So I think we need to be careful when we are talking to people on your job about your hair and let them know why. You don't have to, but you may ask the question, well, why is your hair this way?
Mm,
Just reverse the question and
right.
be comfortable with who you are, whether it's straight or curly. You still the same person. So how is my hair affecting you?
Uh, that that is the work, and that is the hope that women are able to stand their ground and demonstrate agency in how they wear their hair. But what I'm hearing is that the reality is that women are making these changes because they're fearful that they might not be able to keep their job if they stand
Exactly.
their ground. So that's why we're having these kinds of discussions in this public forum, because there's so much more that we could say that we're not saying.
Right.
um,
True, true,
but
true.
for the public forum, these are conversations that we want to bring to the forefront to let people know that, if you're not an African American male or female, man or woman, have you ever been discussed, or for public policy about your hair, or in school or on your job, isn't an issue? Well, that is the lived experiences of African Americans, of Black people in the United States, that on the job and in schools and in other public arenas, you could be approached about your hair and given an option or an ultimatum about how you should wear your hair, that choice is not given to you. So
True.
we're
I
hoping that
agree.
yeah,
Agree.
so we're hoping that this conversation will foster that kind of thought in people who have the power on their jobs to hire and to fire and to retain and to do reviews, that, these kinds of conversations shouldn't be coming up about something as personal as something that's on your body. Um, you know,
That is
so
definitely true.
yeah. So one last question, one last thing. So what message would you like to share as a Black woman and as a hair professional about the beauty of Black hair to your clients and to mothers of Black children? What would you say?
First, I would tell them, well, the mothers of the children, I would definitely let them know to always remind your children that they are loved, with and to always love who they are and how they were wonderfully made,
Hmm.
and not to hate what they have,
Hmm.
because what you have is just as special as the next person,
Right.
whether it's hair or whatever. But love the skin you're in and love your hair. There are going to be so many things that you can do to your hair. So definitely let your children know and teach them how to take care of those
Hmm.
hair problems that they have. And even if you're not, and I'm going to say this, even if you're not financially equipped to go to a hair salon or anywhere like that, you would be surprised what your local hairdresser may do if you call and say, hey, I just need
Hmm.
a little bit of help with
Right.
my child's hair, and giving them the experience of, I can't sing, because I have had parents say, I just want my daughter to love her hair. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it all starts at home. Now, as far as my clients and giving them advice, you know, talking to women, you want to say, okay, put it in the budget. Put it in the
Hmm.
budget. You work every
Okay.
day.
Hmm.
You come once a month to a salon. It's okay. Sometimes we're killing our own self industry by skipping to in-home hairdressers
Hmm.
and things like that. So I would definitely tell them, um, if you're going to be professional in a professional way and go see your professional stylist so you can
Hmm.
get the proper care and learn what to do, and at least have the proper products so you can take care of your tresses and make sure they look good.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that in itself, and there again, if you're one of those people who, I just can't afford it, call. You'd be surprised what you get with a phone call.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just think sometimes we stay with, I'm just gonna pull it back in a ponytail. I can't do anything else to it. And really, I mean, we still have a phone and we still can call. So,
Right,
I think that's a good thing. I just think that people need to get more educated about their hair textures, what type of hair do I really have? You
right.
know, I do want to be natural. Find you a natural stylist that can talk you through all of this and make sure you understand what it's going to take for you to go natural. You don't have to always go to a relaxer. So get educated on your hair
Hmm.
and not educated from the TV or from the YouTube. Go talk to a professional stylist and really try to get what you need for your hair. Because
Right.
when you do that, then your children will follow.
Absolutely. I love that. And I will say this because talk about the fact that it's like as a woman, or even as a man, it's like put it in the budget. It's part of your self-care and your self-love and your self-maintenance. Um, that you can't trim your ends like a professional stylist can get in your hair and see your ends being trimmed. You can't color your hair like a professional stylist, and just do the things that a professional will be able to do. But I will say that part of the African tradition is that someone who does your hair has a honored place in the village, in the community. We love our hairstylists because you guys work miracles and do things that nobody else can do. And that when, you know, people would go and get braids or hairstyles in Africa, in their different tribes in their villages, and sometimes it would take days or weeks for those styles to be performed either by someone who in the village was, that was their specialty, or by a family member or a relative. But it's part of our culture that we go and we take that time out for ourselves with our hair. So you have a very honored place in our community. And so the fact
Thank
that you
you.
would
Thank
end
you.
with the fact that it's like, look, if you don't come see me, then go see another professional.
That's
That is
true.
probably one of the best pieces of advice that you can give someone about their hair, and not go down the YouTube rabbit hole and take advice from everybody on YouTube, because God knows there's a YouTube rabbit hole for that.
That is so true because your face is the first thing people see, and then
Mhm.
it's your hair. So this needs to be maintained by somebody professional, from your teeth, your
Mhm.
face, and
Mm,
your hair. This is your first thing they don't see.
right,
So you don't want it jacked up.
right. How about that? No, you don't want to do that. All right. So thank you so much, Kim. Kim is also going to be a part of our discussion panel as well, but we wanted to take the time out to have a personal and up close interview with you as someone who
Oh,
works in the
great.
profession, about the things that you've seen. And I hope this information has been invaluable and enlightening. We're here to educate, we're here to liberate, and we're here to celebrate
All
all
right.
the things about Black hair.
All right.
All right, well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And that's it for now. We'll see you in the shop talk discussion.
All right.